What's up?
What's up? Gotta get my Bluetooth connected here. Hold on. What the fuck? Fucking cut all that out.
No, leave it in. It's good. It's good content.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, thank the Lord. Fucking got it to work. Jeez, fuck. I figured I'd change the scenery, get out my patio. My dog's freaking out, barking, so.
Yeah, I had to go outside. No, I can't hear any like background noise. You're good.
Awesome. You had to go outside, why?
No, there's no lights in my house. So all the power's out.
Thunderstorm?
No, it's a beautiful day. I have no idea what happened. The whole block lost power.
Fucking Cheryl, right? Is it you guys have your own electricity or what? Somebody ran into the only power box or something?
Must have been an accident on the main road, right?
Yeah. All right. Welcome to Picnic Sports Friday edition. Me and Steve wanted to get on the podcast because there are some good NBA games, and we got some good games Saturday. The play-in game, 8-9 in the West. Steve, what are you excited about this game?
I'm ready for Portland to win the game and make the playoffs as the 8 seed.
Yes, for some reason I thought they were the 9 seed, so they got the 8, huh? And then Memphis has the 9.
Yeah, it was weird because it had gotten to a point after everybody had played that if Portland won, they would be the 8 seed, but if they lost, they wouldn't even make the play-in game because Phoenix would have jumped them. So it was a weird way that everything kind of jumbled up there at the end.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was a good game last night. The Nets played them really tough. The LeVert kid's an up-and-coming star, but he got the ball taken away from him and he missed the final shot. So, what do you make of that game?
CJ played good defense on the last possession there. Didn't let him get by him or drive to the hoop. LeVert had been killing what's his name there? The other shooter from Portland. I can't believe I forget names so easily. Gary Trent Jr. There we go. That's his name. Wild.
And he was killing him in the paint, huh?
Yeah, well, he had 5 fouls, so he couldn't really play tough defense down the stretch, and LeVert was really taking advantage of that and keeping the game close by capitalizing there. And on that last possession, CJ chucked him up, didn't let him get by him, didn't let him take it to the rack, and made him settle for a deep 2 step back. And at that point, you guys got to live with the results, right?
Yeah, it was I didn't even turn the game on until the 4th. We watched a movie, but until you texted me, and I was like, shit, better catch the end of this game, and it was an epic end of the game. Dame pulling it up basically in the NBA paint from half court.
Dude, the logo shot was insane. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't even watching. I was like, my eyes were off screen. I wasn't even paying attention because it was, in transition. And then all of a sudden I hear Dame from the logo. And I'm like, why? And then it went in and I'm like, oh, all right.
Sometimes you're feeling it. Well, sometimes you're feeling it. Sometimes you just have that one step and you're like, you take that step and then you're just like, that's the shot. I'm open. I have a look. And he said that post game. He's really cool dude, isn't he? Like when you listen to him talk, the post game interviews, he's ready. He's like ice in his veins right now.
He's the last of this dying breed of NBA player that doesn't like to fraternize with his opponents. All these good guys like to hang out with each other, get together in the off season, work out together, and like cut it up as buddies. But like Dame literally hates everybody that's not on his team. Like, you're not a trailblazer. I don't want you. I don't need you as a friend. Get out of here. I'm just gonna tear your heart out and eat it.
Yeah. So I'm kind of falling. I've got to admit that I am liking Dame more and more every time I watch him play. And I think so does everybody else. So we'll get into that a little bit later. The first thing I wanted to do was, playoffs are next week, and the spreads are already out for the first set of games. There are a couple games that are undecided still, the seeding. And I did look it up. I guess there's 7-game series for each of these games. So starting Monday, we have the number 6 Jazz versus the number 3 Nuggets. And the Nuggets are favored by 3. And then we have the Nets, the 7th seed, versus the Raptors, the 2nd seed, and they're getting 10 points. The Nets are getting another 10 points against a team.
I'm taking Brooklyn in all games that they're getting points because they keep it close. They're
Yes.
like that's just like free money. There's no home court advantage. There's no reason for them to be favored by 10 points.
Right, if they're good teams, right? They have
Yeah.
they have a pretty mediocre record. They're right above 500. Because the East is weird. Orlando's in it, and I think they don't have a very good record. And then we got the 76ers versus the Celtics. Celtics are favored by 5.5. They're the 3 seed. I almost think the 76ers are going to lose, but more. I'm taking the Celtics that game. And then Mavericks versus the Clippers. Clippers are favored by 5. So let's run down those 4 games. I'll let you go first. I would like to throw in a 5th game, which is Tuesday, Magic versus the Bucks, or do we add in the Sunday game if there is one, Grizzlies Blazers?
I would rather go with the Grizzlies Blazers game, but I don't think that game's going to exist.
I
really
disagree.
I
disagree.
I really don't think. I mean, we can pick both just in case.
Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll pick both just in case. All right, go for it.
So we got Jazz Utah.
Utah Jazz versus the Nuggets.
Oh yeah, Denver is the 3 seed, right?
Yeah, and they're favored by 3.
I feel like I'm gonna take Denver in that game. I like Jokic, and I like what they're doing with Porter Jr. as their third go-to guy. So I like Denver in that game, but that's not to say that Utah can't win that game either. Because so remember when Portland lost against the Clippers, literally the next game was a Utah Jazz game, and it was the triple overtime game. And at that point, I was like, this is what Dame should have done. Dame should have done what, what's the Jazz guy's name?
Ja Morant.
No, the Jazz.
Oh, I'm sorry. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, he put the team on his back, and it was just hitting threes left and right, keeping that game close. And so I really like what Donovan Mitchell can bring to the table to keep these games close. So it's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with Denver. Like I said, I'm taking Brooklyn as long as they're getting points. Toronto probably wins that game in that series pretty easily, but if we're gambling, we're taking double-digit points in all these games. And Boston, I'm gonna have to pick Philly because they're my guy. They're my pick for the championship. So I'm riding Philly until they're out of it. They might be out pretty quick, but we'll go with Philly. And then what was the last game?
Mavericks Clippers.
Oh yeah. We'll go Clippers on that one. Mavericks, I don't know if they're – I feel like they've been lackadaisical down the stretch of games, and I don't think that's going to work against the Clippers. So I'll take the Clippers in that one.
And we're just talking just the game, not the series, right? We're just talking this first set of games.
Yeah, I'm just picking the games. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because that's a that's real strategic. Is there's 7 games, so it's tough. If we want to go back after we pick these first games and see who actually wins the series, or predicting that too far out might be bad news for us. It's hard to do.
I mean, I'll take Denver, Boston, Toronto, Clippers. If I'm picking the series right now,
You're taking all the favorites.
Yeah, I'll take all the favorites.
Okay. All right, so we'll do
in that batch.
All right, we'll do that. So in this batch,
I've got some upsets though in the other batch.
Okay. You like Indiana? That's what it is.
No,
is that
no. I like an 8 seed.
Oh yeah, we know. All right, so this batch, and there's no buys, right? No first round buys. We're just waiting on the seeding. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm taking my Jazz. I got to Donovan Mitchell, like you said, but they have a good post too. I think they have a good connection, those two. So the center and Donovan Mitchell, they beat the Nuggets. They covered 3 points. I'm just going to take the Nets and the points too. 10 points is a lot. The Raptors are good, but I think the Nets are stingy, man. You've seen them. They got every board last night. That guy got every board. They had one time they had like 5 opportunities to score, and unfortunately they didn't score, but still, just the opportunity, it's crazy. 76ers, I think, are done. The Celtics might sweep. So I'm going to take the Celtics. And then the Mavs Clippers, I love Dallas. I just think the game 1 of this 7-game series is going to be a good series. This is going to be back and forth. And I just think the Mavericks, like you said, they're kind of been wishy-washy lately, right? We don't know what's going on. They lost a couple tough games. So I think they do go into this first game and they lose. And the Clippers the Clippers show, the West what they have. So the Clippers win this. They cover the 5. But I will take the Mavericks in the series. I think somehow they squeak by and the Clippers fall apart. So
wow.
Yes, so that I'm taking the Mavericks to beat the Clippers, and then I'm going to take the Celtics to beat the 76ers, the Raptors to beat the Nets, and the Jazz to beat the Nuggets in the series.
Right.
In the series.
Yep.
Okay, so Magic Bucks are giving up 10. I almost want to say the Bucks cover because they're playoff time.
I'll take the Bucks. I'll take the Bucks.
And they've been sloppy lately, you know what I mean? But I don't think they care. I mean, God, Tumbo didn't even play, or what the hell's his name? How do you say his fucking name? Giannis
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, Giannis. He didn't even play half the game against Memphis, which was good for Memphis because they won. So I'll take the Bucks. I think they just, it's playoff time. It's a different ball game. And Magic, I don't know how good they are, but 10 points, right?
That's right.
All right. I hope that wasn't confusing for our viewers. We kind of did both. We kind of picked that one game for the parlay, and then we picked the series. But all right.
Hey, viewers, hit us up on Twitter at Wild125 or at Neal the Seal. There's an underscore in there somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
And let us know if this whole thing is confusing. There you go.
We should probably write it down. We'll put it on. We'll post it too. We'll all you viewers out there, we'll post it so you guys know where we stand on the series, this first batch of series, in our parlay. Me and Steve are going head and head with this average on the parlay average.
And Neal's going to do some editing and put our Twitter handles right here.
Okay.
Check them out.
Okay. I can do that. I don't know we'll have to figure out the best way to do that. Maybe I just snip it from the Twitter. Okay. All right. On to last night's game. Blazers sneak by Levert's Nets. Is Damian Lillard the MVP of the bubble?
Yeah, and it's not even close. I mean, it's kind of close. The only person who's actually playing up to Dame's level was Booker, which sucks that he's not playing anymore because he was playing pretty lights out for 8 straight games. But yeah, Dame's the MVP of the bubble, man. He's scoring 30. He's averaging 37 points, averaging 9 assists, and he's shooting 12.5 threes a game. And the dude is lights out. Here's So in that Clippers game that they lost, and he missed those last 2 free throws, those were his only 2 free throws in that game, which is wild. So he went 0 for 2 from the free throw line, but since then, he's 41 of 43 from the charity strike in the last 3 games. He had 154 points in those last 3 games. And they were all elimination games at that point because Phoenix was pushing them, San Antonio was pushing them, and Memphis wasn't losing anymore. So, like, all 3 of those games, if they lose any of them, that was it. They were done. So, yeah, he put the team on his back, won 3 straight games, dominated everybody, pulled up from the logo, and he talked shit the whole time. And he's ready. He's ready for this 8 seed, and he's ready to play the Lakers. He's got to beat Memphis one more time.
Yeah, I wasn't believing in the Trailblazers. They're slowly scaring me a little bit. Not to beat the Lakers. I'm not scared about that. And I kind of think they don't get in still. I'm still taking my my take. You know, even if they get it, I don't know if they could beat the Lakers. Because it's just Dame, man. It's just Dame. They did give it to their post, Yusuf, right? Nurkic?
Yeah, Nurkic.
At the end of the game, when they started double teaming him, he was passing it to his guy who was overpowering the smaller centers by the Nets, and he looked good. So, and then where was Carmelo Anthony down the stretch? He disappeared.
Well, he fouled out with 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. But he hit a big 3 down the stretch.
He also missed a big 3.
Well, he's not Dame time. He's Fit Mello. Those are 2 different people.
Yeah. So I'm just saying he was kind of clutch and he was kind of very helpful for the wins in a couple games, but he seemed to disappear. So I'm just kind of wondering if he's not going to be there, or is it just C.J. McCollum and Dame Lillard show? I mean, is Carmelo Anthony just a small piece that might make the game-winning shot somewhere down the road in these playoffs, or is he an essential item on this team?
Carmelo's the 4th or 5th option on that team.
Okay.
Carmelo's the 4th or 5th option on that team, and he doesn't need to be great all the time. So, I mean, Dame can defer to CJ. Dame can defer to Gary Trent Jr. Those guys have been shooting great and playing well the entire bubble. Nurkic is going to be who?
Dame's not deferring. He's got to do it up by himself, is what I'm saying. He's got to score 50 to win. These are close games.
Not if he gets double teamed, he can't. So Skip Bayless had this rant today about how Dame didn't do anything in the 4th quarter. Dame didn't score any points in the 4th quarter. Last 7.5 minutes, he only had 3 points. But he was being double teamed at half court. Are you kidding me? What do you want him to do? He passed the ball to the open guy, and the offense picked him up.
He passed it to the open guy, and that guy scored some points.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So the threat alone is enough. The threat alone is enough.
If your defensive game plan is to double team Dame at half court, you will lose. And I understand the concept. You don't want Dame to have the ball. You don't want him to, pull up from 3 on transitions or whatever, get those open looks because he's an assassin. But if you're going to play 4-on-3 basketball because you're doubling him at half court, you will lose to the Trailblazers because everybody on that team can shoot 3s.
What if they put LeBron on him?
Well, that they could put LeBron on him, but Memphis doesn't have LeBron.
Okay. I'm just saying I don't think they have enough players besides I don't think they have enough depth. I think he's putting it all on his back. It's a lot of pressure for an 8 seed to do it. I think Ja Morant is a lot better than LeVert. So I think he's going to have a tougher I think he's going to have a tougher time doing what he did in those previous games. I think it'll be a good matchup. I'm surprised that Memphis is getting 6 points. I like that. 6 points. I'm going to take that all day, I think. But do I want to wait to tip off? I think I'm confident enough to take 6 right now.
So in our one-on-one bet, I'm going to give you the points, either 6 right now, or you can have whatever the tip-off points are. If you think people are going to bet on Portland and it's going to go to 7, or it's possible that they bet on Memphis and it goes to 5. But you have to live with that decision right now. You get 6 now or whatever the tip-off is.
I think I'm going to take 6. Even though I'm going to
All
lose
right.
out on a point or a half a point. I think I'm going to lose out on a point and a half. I don't think it matters.
All right. So there you go.
All right.
Picnic wager of the weekend.
How about this wager? I'm feeling kind of confident. The other person covers our fantasy football fees. It's $50.
Okay. All right. Let's go. I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
So there will be a game 2 Sunday. That's what I'm saying. Well, I just need to cover.
What?
I'm
You just need to
hoping
cover.
for a game 2, but I just need to cover.
You
6
right.
points is a lot.
So if there's a game 2, I'm paying for your fantasy football league.
No. It doesn't have to be a game 2. I just need to cover.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, I understand how the bet works, but you really think there's going to be a game 2, and I don't think there's going to be a game 2.
Okay. Here's why I think there's going to be a game 2. Ja Morant had a very impressive Thursday win, triple-double, but so did Jonas Valanciunas, his European or Russian center post. Ja Morant had 12 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, and his big guy had 26 points, 19 rebounds, and 12 assists against a not really playing Milwaukee team still. I think they're in a mode. I think they know what's at stake. They're in a mode now. Brooks had a solid night, but I don't trust him. That's the only thing I'm worried about is their point guard, Brooks, needs to hit 3-pointers to match Dame, right? He was 0 for 4 against the Celtics for threes, but he was 4 for 7 versus the Bucks. I mean, somebody's got to hit threes. If Dame's going to be hitting threes left and right, somebody on that team's got to be hitting threes, or somebody needs to play defense. So I think it'll be a close game, but basically Jonas needs to play better than Yusuf Nurkic. And then I got Memphis +6. Thoughts?
It's going to be a good game, and I can't wait to watch it.
All right. Yeah, I feel bad for the Suns.
But yeah, they went 8-0, and they really just needed a little bit of help from somebody, and they just couldn't get it. But they got a bright future.
Yeah, if he stays.
They also have a chance to get the lottery pick, right? They're in the lottery now, so they're going to have a top 5 draft pick to add to that team. They could either, deal it or draft somebody. So that team's going to be better next year than it is now.
All right. I don't know if we should have another one Sunday or Saturday to talk before the Monday games because there are another batch of games that aren't really decided yet. But we'll come up with it.
Well, we're gonna have to do a recap on the Portland-Memphis bet because there's not gonna be a game 2, so we'll do it Sunday, or we can
morning.
do it after. We can do it after the game on Sunday if there is a game 2.
All right, I'm excited for this. I got $50 on the line now.
You might win the bet, but I might still get Portland in the playoffs because they'll win the game 2.
Yeah. All right, so to recap, I have the Jazz, Nets, Celtics, Clippers to cover and win on Monday. But I have the Jazz to win the series. I have the Raptors to win the series. I have the Celtics to win the series. And then I have the Mavs to beat the Clippers in the series. Steve, you remember your picks?
Yeah, I went chalk with the series, and I think I went almost chalk for the picks, right? Denver,
Brooklyn, the Nets +10.
I took the Nets +10, and then I took the Sixers +5.5 too because they're my guys, and then I went chalk with the other one.
All right, follow Steve on Twitter. We'll get those Twitter handles up on the cut, and then what are you, Maven? At Maven?
No, it's at Wild125.
Wild125. All right, Neal the Seal. We'll put the Twitter handles up. That's Picnic Sports Friday special edition, connecting you to a better sports content. We'll see you guys on the other side of Saturday, and hopefully I am $50 richer.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Peace.